In order to make your e-commerce store successful, you need to set up payment gateways that work for both you and your customer. Out of the box, WooCommerce comes with 5 payment gateways you can choose from, and you can also choose to add additional payment gateways using extensions. Under the Payment Gateways option, you can see which gateways are currently active, checked in pink, which ones are inactive, checked in gray, and you can see the order in which the payment gateways are offered to the customer on the checkout page. You can change this order by simply grabbing an item and pulling it up or down and reordering this page. And you can also set the default payment gateway by simply checking the default box here and clicking Save Changes. Let's take a look at the different options offered. The first one is BACS Payments. This is direct bank transfers. If you want to enable this, you would check Enable Bank Transfer. You can then give this payment option a title and a custom message or description. This is sent to the customer so they know what to do once they choose this as their payment options. And then you have to set in your account details. This is information you would get from your bank, and here you would enter your account name, your account number, sort code, bank name, IBAN, and BIC numbers. This is all information your customer will need to be able to make the bank transfer. So if you choose to make this option available to your customer, you are also handing your bank information over to your customer. The next option is check payments. And here's an important message from the people at WooCommerce. Why would you take checks in this day and age? Well, you probably wouldn't, but it does allow you to make test purchases for testing order emails and the success pages, etc. And they have a good point here. Taking check payments for an e-commerce store, unless you're selling services or some other goods where you are handing them off to the client directly, doesn't really make a lot of sense because checks are insecure as a payment option and they also require being shipped to the person who is receiving the payment. However, check payments are great if you want to test the store because you don't have to go through an actual payment process in the process. If you choose to enable check payments, for instance for testing purposes, or if you want to receive checks, you have to again set a title and enter a custom message. And here you have to make sure to enter your store name, your store address, and country, and so on, so that the checks can actually be mailed to you. Cash on delivery allows the customer to pay once the product is delivered. If you enable this, you can enter a title and description and also instructions, and you can assign this to specific shipment options. So that if you are, for instance, doing local delivery, you can then say that they can pay upon delivery. You can also do this for local pickup. And if you set other shipping options where this may apply. That way, depending on how the product is shipped or delivered to the customer can choose to pay only upon receiving it. So this depends largely on how you want to ship the products to your customer. The last option I'm going to cover in this movie is MyJira Checkout. This is a separate service you can hook into WooCommerce that in large part takes over the entire checkout process from WooCommerce and enters it into a secure server somewhere else on the web. If you want to learn more about MyJira, you should click on this button here, Learn More About WooCommerce and MyJira, and you are taken to a page where you get more information about how this works and what MyJira is. What's important to note here is that MyJira is a service that quite literally takes over the entire checkout process. It looks like it's on your site, but in reality, it's on the MyJira server. You can see it if you go to this option here. You see that once a person goes to the checkout, they're actually taken to the MyJira server. And the MyJira server is the one responsible for talking to the payment gateways. The MyJira service adds an additional 50-cent charge on top of every transaction. This charge goes on top of, for instance, the PayPal fees or the Stripe fees or whatever other fees that are applied. So it adds an additional cost to the payment gateway. But in return, you as a site owner get a completely secure gateway. So you may want to look into this and see if this is a viable option for your particular circumstance. While I can't help you make the final decision on what payment solutions or payment gateways you should go with for your products, I can tell you what solutions I use for my project. In the next 2 movies, I'll show you how to set up the 2 options I use the most, PayPal and Stripe.
A membership to lynda.com unlocks this entire course and hundreds of others. Visit lynda.com to learn more.